pedal people? It's the Pedal Guy here. How you doing? Today what we're going to do is we're going to do a demo on the cabinet simulator versus an actual cabinet with the Mojo Attack from Hotone. But before we get started, please take a second and click on that subscribe button down there so you can stay up to date with all of our videos. Alright, so about a month ago we did a video on the Mojo Attack. We got a lot of really great feedback. Thank you very, very much for all the feedback that we received. We appreciate it all the time. And one of the questions that we were asked was, how does the cabinet simulator on the Mojo Attack stack up against an actual cabinet? So we thought we might put that to the test today. So what we're going to do is we're going to A/B between the cabinet simulator built into the Mojo Attack, and we are going to be putting that up against an Axe-Track speaker isolation cabinet, which gives you an ultra clean cabinet sound. And it's great for small spaces. It's great for places that don't have really access to large cabinets. Of course we do have them, but we felt this might be a little faster and easier, just to give you an idea. And let's just take a look here and see how we're setting it up. So we are taking the speaker output here, and this is going off to the Axe-Track. Remember that this output supports anything between 4 to 16 ohms. And then here we are sending this out to, this is the cabinet simulator, and we're sending that out to our audio interface. So channel 1 on our audio interface will be the cabinet simulator. Channel 2 on our interface will be what's coming from the Axe-Track. And then we also have the cabinet sim switch here to turn that off and on. Obviously we don't need to turn it off here because we're going to work it. Alright, so we're using a humbucker pickup. We're using an Explorer with a humbucker pickup. And we're just going to do kind of just a real brief A/B comparison here for you. So we've already done a whole video on this product, so there's no need to really go through all of the features of it. If you want to do that, just check out the video description below, and you'll see a link to the actual video itself, or I'll put a little card there in the video so you can see it as well. And click on that and learn all about it before we get into this. But for those of you who have already watched it, let's just get into it. Okay, so to start, let's make sure we got a guitar sound here. Yep. Alright, so we got our guitar sound, and we're going to start with a clean tone on the channel 1, which is the Mojo Diamond. And remember, that is an emulation of a Fender Tweed. And then the second channel here, channel B, that's the Heart Attack, which is a rectifier. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. Okay, brief little interlude there. So let's go ahead and turn the first channel down. Let's turn the second channel up. Let's bring that on over. All right, so now we're using the cabinet. All right, so now we got kind of an idea of the back and forth there with a clean tone. We could also switch to the neck pickup here and get a little jazzier of a tone here, and let's try that out with the two settings here. So let's bring the guitar back in. There we are. Let's kill the lav mic and let's give it a shot. All right, now let's switch over to the cabinet. So let's bring channel 2 back up. Give ourselves a little audio test there. All right, we're good. Let's rock and roll. Sure, you already know. For those of you who are in the know, Wes Montgomery, what a guy. What a guitar player. 4-on-6, always one of my favorites. Anyway, let's turn the gain up a little bit now. We're going to switch over to the cabinet simulator again. But I think you're hearing the difference now. You're getting kind of a rounder sound with the cabinet versus the cabinet simulator. Now, the cabinet simulator really comes in handy when we get to the heart attack side of this. But because I think the cabinet is built more for that kind of a sound. But let's get the sound a little dirty here on the Mojo Diamond. Let's switch back to the bridge pickup. Okay. All right, and let's go to, let's make sure the reverb is turned off first. Now let's kill the lav mic and let's go back to the guitar. And now let's switch over to the cabinet. Now let's go. All right, so now let's get the audio a little more dirty. So we've got the gain up to about a 12 o'clock position, and we are on the cabinet simulator, so let's go. All right, let's switch over to the cabinet. Okay, let's do one last one here. Just going to take the gain all the way to the top, and let's switch back over to the cabinet simulator. And let's go to it. now let's switch over to the cabinet. Let's get a sound check. All right. All right, well, I hope at this point you're starting to hear the possibilities. So now we're going to switch on over to channel B, which is the heart attack. Now this is a much different sound, so let's get a sound check here. All right, let's bring the cabinet simulator up a little bit. Now let's also turn off the reverb. Now, as I may have mentioned in our other video on the Mojo attack, if you're expecting a clean sound out of the heart attack, that's not going to happen because that's not what it's built for. The great thing about the legacy floor amplifiers, this and the Britwind, is that you got kind of a Jekyll and Hyde thing going where you've got the clean tone and then you've got the dirty tone. So you can get a good dirty tone out of the Mojo Diamond, as you just heard, but that's like good for like rock and roll and all that. But if you're looking for that heavy metal sound, the heart attack's where it's at because it's a rectifier. So you can really mess that sound up pretty good, get it really dirty. But at the same time, it's not going to give you a clean tone. So let's give this a shot. All right, now let's switch over to the cabinet. So now let's bring the cabinet back in, and this time now what we're going to start using is the gain knob. Start bringing the real magic of the rectifier into this. As you can hear, the more we turn the gain up, the more treble and pronunciation we're going to get here. The more presence we're going to get is what I was getting at there. So now we have a much different sound. So let's try it. Let's try it. That same riff again now. Also, let's turn off the reverb so you can just hear it dry. And let's hit it. And now let's switch over to the cabinet. That's it. One of the tricks, though, to note here is that you do have to do some level matching. So let's turn that input on just a bring that up, and there we go. Now we got a good apples to apples comparison here. All right, and finally, let's get down to it. Let's just go full throttle here. Go right about the 3 o'clock position there. And you can hear it's getting nice and noisy now. Well, actually, you can't because the guitar isn't on, but let me just turn that on. Now you can hear it. Okay, well, that's pretty normal because it's an amplifier, so you turn that gain knob up, that introduces more noise. So let's bring the guitar up. Let's turn that reverb down, and let's give it a shot. All right, and finally, let's turn back over to the cabinet. All right, let's get our sound check here. Oh yeah, I like where this is going to go. Here we go. All right. Well, I hope that this has helped you a little bit in answering the question that we've been asked about this. For my purposes, I would say either is a good solution, but I just love cabinets. So going off to an actual cabinet does have a pretty profound sound change to the Mojo Attack. I think it sounds pretty awesome. So you could actually even stack the two sounds if you wanted to together to get that massive, huge sound if you want. The kind that makes your ears bleed. But in any case, for more information on this product and the other products that we carry, please visit us at ThePedalGuy.com. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks, and have a great day.